I do have a question about Bidenomics because the economy continues to be a top issue for voters. The Biden administration is really pushing, no, we have a great economy. That's not what voters and the average American are saying. In Iowa, in New Jersey, in New York, in Pennsylvania, where I've talked to voters, the economy is the thing that comes up time and time again, both when I ask them pointed questions as well just in general conversations. People are talking about the grocery store, student loans, gas, things like that. Why are they pushing his name on the economy right now?
Why are the Democrats pushing Biden's
Yes.
name? I
Yes,
have no.
because is anyone that you've talked to happy with the economy right now, with the way their bank account looks, with the way their pocket feels? Because I haven't talked to a single person who is.
Well, I can tell you it's a real easy bottom line. Costs are going up faster than wages generally for too many Americans. And as long as that's happening, Brittany, people are feeling the squeeze. That's what happened in 2016, where despite mainstream media talking about how good the economy was in terms of joblessness, et cetera, they were missing the mark that people were struggling to make ends meet because they weren't able to keep up with rising prices. The same thing, I think, is in play right now. And regardless of how you talk around it, and you can't talk macro to the families of America, you got to talk about where they are day to day. And if they're making less, if they're paying more and not making enough to cover the more, they're feeling the squeeze. And that is where I think the system itself is under siege. That is where the Republican message is directed, which is, and Donald J. Trump is directed. That is why I think he can succeed based on that. And it's not something, again, that you're going to hear from the macro economists. You're going to hear it from the people of America because they're living it.
And what do you think is the biggest issue going into 24? Do you think it will be abortion or do you think it will be the economy?
Well, the economy is always a major issue. And so if the economy is not considered to be good, as we just talked about, big deal. It's a big deal. Abortion, I think, is going to be an issue too, simply because the idea of increasing conversations around other states and state bans at certain weak markers, that's still going to drive part of the conversation. And then there's the truly big unknown beyond the candidates themselves. We have a world that is really in turmoil right now. We have a war over in Israel with all sorts of possible ramifications. We have a seemingly endless engagement in our support for Ukraine against the incursions from Russia, and we have China. And we have China, as you heard again last night, who is arming themselves, frankly, to the teeth and positioning themselves to potentially make a move into a place called Taiwan. And if that were to emerge over the next 6 to 12 months, then all bets are off about how we're going to gauge who should be commander in chief. But as we sit now, we're looking at a rerun of Biden-Trump with a couple others maybe on the independent line, and but the determination of who's going to succeed and why they're going to succeed is why we live life, right? We don't know yet.
Yeah, barring any unknown, we are sitting here right now, as you said, with a rematch. So what are you looking for in the immediate future? The next debate was just announced. It's the beginning of December. What should we look out for between now and then?
Well, I don't think anything much is going to change other than what could happen abroad. That could change a lot of things. And of course, you've seen all the unrest in America, especially on college campuses. That could change things in terms of even the renewed focus on the importance of Israel and where people stand on that issue, right? But short of that, I think the contenders on stage last night, if you were to accept the fact with tighter restrictions, the 5 might become 3 in the next debate. That will be the next determination of fate. Again, unless one of those 3 has a truly breakout performance, and they're capable of that. Maybe other than Vivek. Vivek's capable of a lot of clickbait, but I'm not sure he has a breakout performance to be seen as a viable contender against Trump. But I think DeSantis and Haley, maybe with more of a free stage, have one last chance to make a compelling argument, not just for Iowa and New Hampshire, but a compelling argument. They have a vision that Republicans in the country could rally around just as strongly as the former president.